Well, hi there, racing fans, and welcome to another edition of Winning Ways, where we've got a hot show tonight, and we've got lots of good information. We're going to be moving to our temporary studio next week, which is going to be a barrel of laughs, because at least we've got something temporary, but we're going to be showing you in part 2 how to train a racehorse, because there's a lot of you out there that want to take our trainers' licenses, so we're giving you the info. And that will be in your call. But just the weekend, let's start off with the good things as far as South Africa were concerned. Brandon Grace.
Fantastic.
66, to shoot 66 to win a tournament.
Yeah, he's always been a top player. He's knocked on the doors on majors, and well done to him. I think it's taken a decade for a South African to win a game.
Yeah, but the whole thing of the Nedbank Challenge has changed, because it used to be 12 of the best players in the world that they could get, and now it's 70 of European tours.
It counts for players. Dubai, doesn't it?
Yeah, European tours. And I'm pleased to see Tommy Fleetwood finished up there. I felt sorry for Scott Jamieson. I thought he played extremely well and just, couldn't make the crucial ones. He's won only once in his career. That was here in South Africa. And
played well.
He played very well. And Dubuisson, Victor?
Yeah, no, he wasn't the victor. Grace won it.
No, he was the third victor.
Victor Ledorum.
Got a victor. Okay.
That's the good news.
Bafana.
Yeah, Bafana. I watched the game, and they had moments. They struck the bar, and then not good enough.
Absolutely.
It's it's been the last time was when we hosted the tournament. If we're going to get them to play again, we need some changes. It's just not working. I was speaking to Neil Tovey about it. He's with SAFA, and they're obviously very disappointed. But they've got elections coming up, and there's a lot of shenanigans going on.
A lot of elections, a lot of shenanigans going on.
Yeah, well, that's the.
It seems everything is calm in South African rugby.
Rugby.
Yeah, everything's calm.
Yeah, well, I hope Mr. Alistair Coetzee is singing the old Tom Jones song, Please Release Me. If he had any gumption, he'd resign.
No, Paul, you've got to take positives out the game. The positives we got out this game. There are a lot of positives, the scrum didn't get pushed back very far, and we're using new scrumming techniques, and we've got a very good back line, and we've got a lot of positives to take out the game.
The positives, to me, were few and far between. It's one of the most woeful performances I've seen. And I'll make this trip. I love going out to Ireland to watch them. I've got great mates out there. And we're just going to get abused, I listen to Mallet, who I listen to every single time. I listen to Victor Matfield. And I listen to Nas. Yeah. Dave, as they call him Dave, because he says Dave doing this, and Dave got a good chance, and Dave, so the four of them, Dave and the other three, they were incensed. And rightly so. I really was pleased to hear them have a full go.
Well, what incenses me, as a rugby watcher, follower as well, is that I believe the scrum is the start of all the problems, And Matthew Proudfoot is an imposter. As a scrum coach, I'll say on live television, he is an imposter. This scrum, with all the new techniques and everything they keep telling us, is under pressure from the moment we start playing rugby. And it's not the first time.
No.
We were under pressure against the French. We were under pressure against the New Zealanders. We were under pressure against everyone. Yeah. This scrum is the problem and the start of the problem. From there on, coaching is abysmal. Abysmal.
They spoke about leadership. There's no leadership.
There's no leadership.
The captain of the Springboks isn't captain of his province.
Exactly.
The fly half should not. He's had 10 games too many. The scrum half isn't good enough. The backup scrum half isn't good enough. The two centres don't go forward. The wings and fullback can't take a high ball. Where do I stop?
No.
Clean sweep. Get them out.
Exactly.
If you're proud to wear the South African jersey, resign, Coetzee. Resign.
But exactly as you're saying, get them out. It's got to start at the top. You've got to get rid of the people that are messing it up. And it's an absolute mess.
Rassie Erasmus is coaching in Ireland. Do you think they went and spoke to him?
No.
Do you think they went and said, listen, you know every little bit about what's going on in this country? They didn't even meet.
Never.
He's a South African, Rassie.
Yeah. Well, you know why? Because they're so insecure. And that's what happens with insecure people in their jobs. incompetent, insecure people put around incompetent, insecure people around them, because then those people don't speak up. And it's the same with a lot of things in South Africa.
Absolutely.
We don't need to go through them. But
James,
it's
you know the All Blacks. Let's touch on All Blacks. The All Blacks played very, very well.
Yeah.
They went to France and they played very, very well. But the French got 18 points. Even though the All Blacks got 38. We got 3. One hard tackle on the beast gave us 3 points. That's all we got.
Exactly.
That's not good enough.
Yeah. There's no penetration, no idea, there's no anything. But at the end of the day, the problem is that in 1 week's time, we go to France. We beat substandard France team 3 times here in South Africa.
We won't do it there.
They will give us the runaround like you can't believe, because they played proper rugby.
Yeah.
So let's leave it at that. It's going to be a disgraceful
week. What's the space
week
for next week?
Yeah, it's going to be a disgraceful week. We're going to have to put up with this rubbish that's going on. And we all love our sport. We love South African sport, and we are the biggest rugby supporters out there.
I'll touch on another point. They asked people to be supportive and wear your green and gold because you had Bafana playing on the Friday night at the Springboks. A few of my mates went up to the local keg, which was packed for it. Said 5 people had their jerseys on. In the old days, everyone had their jersey on.
Correct.
They've had enough.
I put my jersey away. There's no way I'm wearing my jersey.
Doesn't fit yours anymore.
No, but you know what? It does show the muscles.
The muscles.
No, the muscles. Those muscles are mine. Anyway, we've got racing to get into. We've got lots of racing. We've got lots of things to talk about. Let's go and have a look at 3 to follow. Oh, well, our producer was telling us what we should do with the jersey, but actually it's staying in my cupboard. It's not going on any braai. I've got braai lighters. Okay, let's go to Kenilworth, 9th of November. Joey Ramsden, he's always got some nice young horses, and this one we think over a bit of ground, bred to go a trip by High Chaparral, Doyle's, beautifully named. And
James, I wonder if this is named after Peter and Ross Doyle.
The Doyles,
the great bloodstock agents.
Must be, because they do all their work.
They do all their
work.
That's
why I say
it's
beautifully
named after 2 great guys,
Yeah.
Peter and Ross Doyle.
High Chaparral. Let's go and have a look at it at the start.
Yeah, here it is down the inside, and it looked a good field. I thought this was quite a competitive race. You know, you're getting these big fields now in these maiden place, but there it is. It jumps out well. It's in the famous silks, and it's going towards the inside fence. Up the middle of the track, right towards the outside, which goes with the middle, there's a horse called Pata, which means...
That's quick.
That is quick as a $1 massage. You can see it. It's going along very keenly, and I was impressed with this horse's run. It looked like it was going to win. Doyle's doesn't get too far off. The eventual winner is Shadow Warrior, who Jimmy Smitsdorf comes down the inside fence on.
Yeah, Pata by VAR, as you'd expect out of a fantastic light mare. They're making an impression overseas, all over fantastic light mares.
You're talking about Pata?
No, fantastic light mares. They really are doing well.
Yes.
But Doyle's is down the inside, and it gets completely run past by a Shadow Warrior. This is Dan Katz's winner, and Dan Katz is doing very well.
Doing a good
nice
job.
to see him
Doing a
good job. Doyle's very one pace. He gets a punch, now he gets a smack by young Donovan Dillon. And
Aldo rode Doyle's.
Aldo rode him at least, sorry, one later, Donovan Dillon. And he just does run on back to get up for 3rd place. I thought it was a tremendous run.
Great stallion, High Chaparral.
Yeah, and certainly one of the best stallions around. But we're going to move on and see the next one, and we go to Turfentine, 9th of November. That was the night racing, Victory Moon. We were going to show you that later on. Michael Azzi stepped out one that we think really could be a star. Another Australian bred by Charge Forward, and my goodness, did you see this one? Whew.
Yeah, this runs for Gaynor Rupert.
Yeah,
Drakenstein stud, and I was really impressed with this. The runner-up runs a very good race too, a horse called La Linea, but the money didn't stop pouring on this horse like they knew the result, and it ended up winning by 7 lengths. Let's have a look at it. Drawn out deep. You know, it's not easy when you're on the bend like this, but as I say, it was back like they knew the result. Gets out well. Call the Truth Zechner's riding it. And the horse that had to beat La Linea is actually going to tuck him behind at number 10. It goes round to tuck him behind. But the pace is on. Lady Burns up there, and a couple of others. And this horse it settles in sort of midway, James.
Midfield, yeah. La Linea in the black colours is just behind it, but... It just, the way this wins, I mean, going through the 400-metre mark, you think, what has this just stepped into the race? It's got a sheepskin noseband, white star, and it's, as I say, by Charge Forward. It's got some type of pedigree.
This is it's out of a reduced choice mare.
Yeah.
Reduced choice mares are fantastic. So this has got the pedigree, it's got everything, and it runs in those famous silks now. It's only got 3 or 4 behind it, but Call the Truth Zechner hasn't panicked. He's waited, and he knows it's a 7 furlong race. You don't have to panic. The front 3 are going to start coming back because La Linea has quickened up very well up the inside. But here, look at this horse quicken, James.
Well, it just in 4 strides puts him to bed. La Linea's hit the front. And watch how far this runs past him. You know, you'd think La Linea would be able to win, but this just accelerates and lengthens up like a really, really good horse. I mean,
long time I've seen them do like a 7 lengths is a big win, James.
Yeah, this could be anything. This could be a really, really top filly. This, and she's got Charge Forward, really good sire of speed in Australia, and this is why we've ended up with a couple of the first 2 that we've had. Australians. Well, there you go. Maybe we'll be able to follow some more of them. Let's go and have a look at the next one, and we go to Kenilworth on Saturday, and Andre Nell's stepping out, a couple for Platinum. They've always got a good horse or 2. We like the look of this filly. Let's go and have a look at her at the start. Her name's Hello Summer.
Yeah, Hello Summer. Donovan Dillon's on this one. He elects to drop her in because she's a tad slow, and he runs over at the fence near the back and gets her to come at the race. Doesn't look like a big horse, but it's a very good run. The winner here is Princess Vicky, which is in main chances black and yellow silks down the inside with the noseband. Beautifully bred filly. And the horse that it had to beat was the runner-up, and that's Believe This Beauty, who now goes to front. So the first 2 home are sitting first and third at this stage. But the horse we found, James, is sneaking a little closer here in the platinum coloured.
Well, when you see how much ground she has to make up on the winner and the second horse, I think Princess Vicky's had 2 very good starts.
Yes.
It just got touched off last time, and it looked like it was cherry ripe for this race. But you look at this filly, how much ground she makes up. She's by Carrari out of a Silvano mare. The winner's by Silvano. Platinum bred it. It's there in about 7th place on the fence and goes right up the inside. And my goodness, it runs a really good race, this filly, because she just doesn't know what it's all about here. Here, Princess Vicky goes at Believe This Beauty up the inside, and she goes inside of them. It doesn't look like she's going to get much room there.
She doesn't look too big, am I right, James? I'm just going off the film there.
But what a good action.
Yeah.
She switches outside the two.
Doesn't get a hard rod.
No. Definitely not. She gets a tap there around the backside, and then now she just gets the hands ride to the finish. Now, I think
that'll be hard to beat next time.
That was a very, very good run. Carrari making a name for himself. So those 3 really look like they're worth having a look at, and we're going to look at what shouldn't happen. Don't ever make your horse that angry, because you never know what's coming at you. Because those big tats are going to give you one. It looked like Nas.
Looks like Nas water for his horse.
Well, you can watch a full unabridged version on Gold Circle website. Go to YouTube, and you'll see exactly what our little clip is on This Shouldn't Happen. But from there, we move to the plum of the week.
4, 50 metres left to go. Black Cat back brought the field for home from Captain America, who's quick to draw up alongside of him. Next we find Sail South. Deeper out we got Edict of Nantes also starting to quicken. Towards the inside we got African Night Sky, who's also starting to descend with 200 metres left to go. Black Cat back, that's the one they got to get to. Edict of Nantes, Sail South, Captain America taking off together. It's Edict of Nantes on the stand side that's finishing best of all. Edict of Nantes comes home to win it from Sail South in second. Captain America, Black Cat back, African Night Sky.
Well, got to enter bet. You get 10 to 1 about this horse. Pierre Stratum travelled to the Cape to ride it, so it's obviously going to be his ride for the big races, because I think that Marcus will be riding Terry's horse in the Met and the Queen's Plate. That's what looks like the riding arrangements. When I saw Pierre on this horse, I thought this might be worth
James,
a tickle.
you know what's amazing? The top, well done firstly to Brett Crawford, first four, but the top three carried 61.5 each. If they've got this horse rated at a 107, it's a worst rated horse in racing at the moment. They've got it 2 pounds lower than Table Bay. This is one of the best horses in the country. This merit rating is the other two are 118, 117.
Correct.
This merit rating is way out.
Well, it certainly doesn't look like it makes any sense, and certainly when you believe that it won the Daily News and won the Cape Derby. You know, there are not many horses that win those two races. He's won them both, and he's got 107. That
doesn't make sense.
Anyway,
Two Group 1
the
winners.
point is, he carried level weights with them. He's now going to get the rating push that he should get, but it doesn't matter, because we're now looking at the two biggest races in the Cape season are weight for 8 races, the Queen's Plate and the Met. So the best horses will win it, and my tip for the for the Met would be this horse. I think this horse will win.
Plenty of followers. Plenty of followers. It's interesting to see how the big horse comes into town. Terry's horse, and there's some.
Well, he ran a cracking third.
There's some pretenders. But I agree. Magnificent run. Magnificent run.
And well done to Brett. He could have caught the quartet, just box his 4 horses. He showed that he's a supreme trainer, and really these horses all look like they're on the right track. But you got to get your Interbet account to get 10, 12 to 1 about this type of thing with Stratum on it. You can back it for places too. I think you paid £3.40 a place. You could have got an Interbet for this horse. Great price. As you say, it looked like it was out of the weights, but my goodness, we're going to take a break.
Hi, my name is Gregory Blank. I'm an ex-stockbroker and involved in private equity and stock markets. But my passion for the last 40 years has been horse racing. I initially started off as an owner. We then got into breeding and then into trading. And obviously by default became a punter. The most exciting part, apart from being as a winner, is having a winning bet at the same time. Obviously that's not always easy, but with the help of Interbet and their transparent information, it makes trading and betting a lot easier. I've had over 38 Group 1 winners and continue to try to strive for that thrill of having a winner. The thrill of owning a horse and winning a race is indescribable. But if they're serious about it and serious about punting, is to get a leg in and really follow Interbet to the max. It's the only way they can be ahead of the game.
Right, well, we're back and we're going to have a look at current affairs, where we've got some very interesting stuff for you, worth having a look at. Don't go away.
Hi and welcome to Current Affairs, and we've got a couple of races to show you. The first one is the Victory Moon Stakes, and a good race, James.
Absolutely. It was very, very close at the finish, and you had to feel for the second horse. He ran a cracking good race. Master Switch ran well. These horses all prepping for the Summer Cup. Could be interesting to see how they go. But Girl on the Run's got a black type, and I thought Donovan Mansour rode a very, very good race.
Good race, yeah.
So
have a look.
So we're going to have a look. Let's go and pick them up at the 600.
Bound in the grade 3, Victory Moon and Fortember. Went the long way round, as in front now, leads by a length and a half from Girl on the Run in second. Diamond Dancer third, then comes further back to Arctica. Behind that is Witchcraft, further back to Master Switch. Down the inside, Orchid Island, Coral Fever, Abisheri, still 5 to go. 350 out, and Girl on the Run puts in a big effort towards the outside. Further back to Fortember, Master Switch 2 to go. Matador Man trying to run on. Coral Fever down the centre, Orchid Island. It's Girl on the Run, Fortember. Down the inside, Coral Fever with a big run, Orchid Island not out of it. It's Coral Fever that strikes the front from Girl on the Run. On the outside is Master Switch, Coral Fever, and Girl on the Run. Here it comes. Coral Fever, I think, has just beaten Girl on the Run, Master Switch, Orchid Island, and Fortember in the Victory Moon Stage.
Well, there we go, and well done to Johan Janssen van Vuren and, of course, Mr. Mansour. James, what about the runner-up? Ran a very good race. Coral Fever.
I thought he put his stick down about 5 strides from the post, which was really cost him the race, because he looked like he was going to win it, and then the other one got him. Donovan Mansour kept going, head down, kept it balanced, and then Muzi went for his stick again. I think that he was a terribly unlucky loser, Coral Fever, and I thought that
James, Master Switch, Jeff Woodruff, Summer Cup. That's his
game.
That's his game. This ran a good race, you know. Yeah. Abisheri, a little flat, James.
Yeah, maybe he's just prepping up. He had 62 kilos to carry.
He did,
He had to give mountains of weight all around, and I thought he ran a cracking good race anyway.
Yeah.
But we're going to go and have a look at, interestingly enough, you watch good racing. One day Raymond will get it right to go on to who's talking, okay? I'm talking, okay? When you...
when Raymond puts it up, that guy must talk.
Oh, okay, so that must be... Okay. That guy, yeah. Okay, well, the point being is that you see some good finishes in horse racing, and Singapore are great mates of ours, and there's some good mates training horses there. Ricardo Lagrange got runners.
A lot of South Africans cutting their teeth there, you know, from the Patrick Shaws, and you go back to the successes for Fred Krabbier. Very, very good. And Gareth Pepper's out there. I know Justin Vermaak gets out there a lot, but we've got good riders. Byron Foster gets out there. But it's good to see Jeff Lloyd came into town.
Yes, and Carice Teeton.
They
both came in. Naresh Juglal. I think
good rider. All Academy boys.
Yeah, they're all there. And Byron Foster finished closest of all. He finished 4th, but... our mate Stephen Gray ran 2nd.
Fantastic effort. He's a good trainer. Stephen Gray is a good guy, good trainer. And I haven't seen the finish of this, James, so I'm looking forward to see how close it was.
Well, this is one hell of a race. You watch Majestic Moments. He's very unlucky for Ricardo and Byron Foster. But the first 3, what a race. Let's go and pick them up at the start.
Gold Cup of 2:17, Emperor's Banquet on the toe. The starter has a good look at them, and he releases the field. They're away and running in the Gold Cup, and Forever Young away nicely, looking for Order of the Sun in the yellow colours with the red cap. Is away well, and Elite Excalibur for Boss is going forward. Bahana is also up there, and Forever Young, the Guineas winner, is looking for the lead as they go around the first turn, so plenty of pace as they sort themselves out in the early stages of the Gold Cup, and Forever Young's going to lead the way over Order of the Sun, who's quickly moving up on the outside into second. Bahana nice and prominent. He led the field last year. He's sitting 3rd this year. Elite Excalibur's back in 4th, and then came further back Newlands on the rails. Guild Complex in a handy position, back about 6th. Perfect P next on the inside as they race towards the back straight. Then came Infantry. He's centre field. A few lengths away, Majestic Moments, Emperor's Banquet. Then Secret Win, who's got quite a few behind him. Laughing Gravy nowhere near the front. Blue Swede back 4th last from Song to the Moon. Then Mighty Kenyan from the White Stall. Jupiter Gold has gone back into last, so they're well strung out here. And Order the Sun looking for the front over Forever Young. So 1,200 metres to go in the Cup, and it's Order the Sun on the outside of Forever Young. About 3 lengths away, Bahana having the gun run. Newland's also enjoying a nice trip. Then Elite Excalibur, who's had a handy run. He's 5th on the outer as they prepare to make the turn off the back straight. Just behind those then to Perfect P, Guilt Complex in the green. 3 lengths away then to Infantry Centrefield. Emperor's Banquet next on the inside from Majestic Moment. Secret Wind starting a run from Laughing Gravy. Blue Sweet a long way back with Song to the Moon, Mighty Kenny. And with 800 metres left to go, Jupiter Gold is scrubbed along about 3 lengths away last of all. So it's still Order the Sun who leads the field here over Forever Young. All sorts of trouble back in the field, and Newland's got badly checked and has dropped back through the field as they come around the home turn. And it's Order the Sun, Forever Young. Now Bahana starts a run, and Elite Excalibur starting to join in. Guilt Complex and Majestic Moments of the run. Emperor's Banquet further back with Perfect P, and Infantry, Secret Win and Blue Sweet are winding up as well. Great finish here. Elite Excalibur racing up on the outside of Bahana. Majestic Moments and Guilt Complex looking for a run. He got denied. It's Elite Excalibur. Bahana fighting hard with Majestic Moments. Bahana, Elite Excalibur. Guilt Complex goes back towards the rails. It's Bahana fighting hard with Elite Excalibur in the Gold Cup. It's a great finish. Guilt Complex, the inside, they hit it. He might have got there. He might have got there. It's a photo finish. Guilt Complex, Bahana and Elite Excalibur. What a finish to the Gold Cup. It's a photo finish. Infantry close up.
Gee, our mate Stephen Gray must have thought he was home. Bahana was home. But this Rod guy can ride.
Yeah, Michael Rod.
Yeah, Michael Rod. He came home very well. It was a fantastic finish. The third horse you thought was going to get there, and then I thought Bahana was going to hang on, and this guy came through. And as you say, the fourth horse, that horse getting checked, James, knocked a lot of them deep.
Yeah. Well, Byron, as he turned for home, they gave him the winner gave him one to go on with, and nearly knocked him off his feet. Then he straightened up. And thanks to my mates who sent me the information to put this up, because I think it was well worth watching. A good
Big
race.
money,
very
great racing,
good race.
grade one
Great
racing in Singapore, yeah. Very
and
good.
Jeff and them all went out there, so nice to see that Jeff's becoming an international celebrity. Not that he wasn't before. Anyway, we're going to have a look at what we've got as far as Magic Millions is concerned, because they have produced another couple of graduates that win here.
This is an Australian word, the first winner.
Yeah.
Pampier Stud.
Yeah. We know the guy who named it.
Yes.
Okay.
And Silent Starship. Well done to those. James, every week they're coming through the Magic Millions.
Oh, well, we've
graduate.
got 2 on horses to follow this week, so...
That's right.
But just talking about the Magic Millions horses. The best sprinter in Australia is now being confirmed as Red Cell. Red Cell won the Darley Classic over the weekend, the sprint,
Grade 1.
Grade 1, and he was sold at Magic Millions Gold Coast sale for $120,000.
Yes.
So that is, when you look
Affordable.
at it, peanuts compared to what we have to pay here for some of the top horses. You know what he's earned, this horse?
Yeah, 7 something.
$7.7 million he's earned, Red Cell. He's been a fantastic sprinter, and there you go, Magic Millions. We're going to be going there. January, they got the sale, so obviously get ourselves ready to get there.
The year starts again,
Yeah.
The Emirates Stakes, James?
Emirates Stakes.
Used to be called the McKinnon.
Correct, yeah.
So they've come and they've sponsored it, and it's always been a big race. Who got the goods this year?
Well, it was a Japanese horse, funnily enough. A horse that was bought as a yearling, I think, in Japan, called Tossin Stardom. You like the name? Yeah. Don't beg my pardon. You don't have to beg for anything from me.
You. Okay. Could you repeat the name?
Yeah, Tossin Stardom by Deep Impact.
So is it a Japanese word or something? I don't know.
Well, Stardom's...
Stardom.
Yeah,
Right.
Okay, you know about Stardom.
Yeah, well done to them, eh? And, Tossin Stardom won the big race. That's in Australia, gone out there and...
Deep Impact. He's winning
amazing influence, eh? Amazing influence.
They're just really in the last few years have started...
The Irish are starting to buy them.
Getting Japanese horses. The Irish are buying them flat out. They're buying the Deep Impacts. They started with Sunday Silence. I think he was their first big horse that they bought. And the Japanese, the East is going to just bludgeon. I mean, as far as...
because of the stake money, James, I think, of the top 5 stallions. Sorry?
It shouldn't bludgeon. Bludgeon is to...
Oh, burgeoning.
Yeah, burgeon.
Okay,
not bludgeon.
I don't listen to you normally. That's why I'd escaped. James, The great news for me coming out of Australia is that Winx is going to travel.
Yeah, well, she get a chance to go up against those English. She's going to the Lockinge first. That's the move.
I remember
6-year-old mares travel. That's goes somewhere.
James, they're racing. So she's going for the Lockinge to start. That's a Newbury.
Lockinge Newbury, 7 furlongs.
Yeah.
It's, I think Mike had a runner in there. He ran second or third there. One of his horses he was prepping for Ascot, maybe.
Yeah.
I seem to remember that.
I remember seeing a Lockinge winner
Yeah.
by about 11
And
lengths.
we might have actually won it. Mike might have actually won the
Lockinge Stakes.
yeah.
I don't know. But staying there, James, we had the Melbourne Cup. What do you think of that result?
Well, it was, amazing.
The Aussie horses ran well.
Yeah, they ran very well, those Aussies. They had one out of the top 7. And let me assure you,
Yes, you
I
must assure me.
tipped a horse, Thomas something or other, Willie Mullins's, okay,
yeah.
which was to be ridden by Joel Moreira. How's my form, okay? Tipped this horse. It was drawn 4, looked like the business. It was the best of Mullins's horses by his own admission. He ran 3rd in the race with another horse that had run 2nd 2 years ago. He ended up, Moreira got hurt in an earlier race. He injured himself. He had an accident. Stood down. They went into the jockey room. Who could they find? They found one guy, okay, who could do the weight. He was 6'6", skinny as
from Harlem.
Yeah.
I know the man. He was a globetrotter.
Anyway, he bounced his horse out of Willie Mullins. I don't think he's ridden in a Group 1, okay? He bounced his horse out of Willie Mullins's. The whole field came over him, turned into a straight loss. You know where he ran? He ran 6th. It came on the outside of everything from the back of the field to run 6th. I mean, you can't believe, man.
So
Moreira had ridden it, Magic Man, it would have been sitting up 4th or 5th.
Rekindling won it. The first 3-year-old since 1941. Okay, the different hemispheres.
And what's it by?
Ha Chaparral.
There you go.
One of the world's top stallions now. Been putting them out week after week.
He did. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, I've just seen his horses. Yeah. And so the Irish first, second and third. So Irish had a good weekend.
Yeah,
they
but
won 2.
Joseph O'Brien gave his father 1 to go on with.
Yes, well done to him. Well done.
Good lad.
Yeah. So the Irish have really got things to sing about. The Melbourne Cup, the rugby, things like that.
But you know who rode the winner?
No, I don't.
Corey Brown.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Now, he's coming out next week for the Jockeys International.
Oh, he'll be...
So that was a coup on behalf of Larry and the boys.
Yeah, well done to
and Neil
RA.
Smith, they organised to get this guy. He's a big name today, Corey
Yeah, well
Brown.
done to Neil Smith and Larry. Yeah. That's excellent getting them out here. He's certainly well worth watching them ride.
That's Saturday week, the Jockeys International. You
That's
don't want to miss that. That's going to be great. Oh, this weekend. This weekend. This Saturday.
Is it the Summer Cup? No. When's the Summer Cup?
This
the
weekend.
Week after.
Yeah.
Following weekend.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
America. You got American news for us, James?
We've got American news because there's a few things happening there. Obviously, Medaglia d'Oro, he's gone for a fee from $200,000 to $250,000. Now he's starting to get up in the realms of my favorite horse of all time. So it just shows you.
Aldrich.
Aldrich. Yeah. I mentioned
James,
Aldrich.
Gun runner. One more run.
Biggest this World Cup. You've got to go for it. 16 million.
You're going to start for 70,000 opening salvo.
Yeah.
Arrogate opening salvo 75.
Correct.
Just an initial glance, you've got to think Arrogate's going to obviously be the Juddmonte horse.
Yes.
It's going to get top mares.
Yeah. This horse is going to 3 Chimneys. Gun runner. He's going to 3 Chimneys. He's going to stand at 70,000.
Is he horse of the year?
I'm sure he'll be. He won 3 Grade 1s and then the Breeders' Cup. He's got to be horse of the year, there's no doubt. Just talking about Medaglia d'Oro, he stands now at 250. He was a sire of a horse that we picked up in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile. Okay?
That's right, yes.
Bolt d'Or was his name. Trained by Mike Ruiz.
Yes, and he had no luck, is that right? That's the horse who had no luck.
It ran 3rd. It was wide as can be. Now, what happens is that in America they have something called trackers.
Yes.
Okay, which tells you exactly how far each horse ran.
And in what time?
Well, his time, miles per hour, was 37.5 miles per hour, his average time. The winner, Gold Magic, was 37.6 miles per hour. Now, what I'm leading to is that Bolt d'Or ran 78 feet more than the winner.
Wow, that's a lot, eh?
Now, how that impacts upon racing is that you now talk about who's going to be the horse of the year. Okay?
It has to be the winner.
Juvenile of the year. The winner will get the Juvenile of the year. But is he better than Bolt d'Or?
The Good Magic won the race.
Good Magic won the race.
So Good Magic ran 78 feet less. And at that distance, the quicker time was run by the third horse.
Yes.
That's very interesting. Tracker should be everywhere. It's
Average
important.
time was run by the third horse.
That is a fantastic tool for when you're a man who follows racing. And
exactly. Now the trouble is that do the panel that do this whole thing actually work on that basis?
No,
or
they
do
can't.
say, no, it won
you
no?
know why you can't? Because the other horses won the race, and he said, "Listen, I wasn't fully extended.
Correct.
I could have found a bit more." So
Exactly.
he's got to
Well,
get
it
it.
did
So
win
Good
by-
Magic will get the 2-year-old dirt.
It did win by 4 lengths.
2-year-old dirt. The 2-year-old turf. That was Mendelssohn.
2-year-old, well, the Mendelssohn's Irish. So,
But the
you know,
runner-up was by Animal Kingdom, first
yeah,
season time.
yeah.
Yeah.
He
Animal
might
Kingdom.
easily get it. He won
He
a
might
Group
get
One.
it. He's
Yeah.
a very good
Yeah,
horse. Animal
very
Kingdom,
good.
good start to his career.
Yeah.
Right, let's talk about the sale. Keeneland sells, Joe.
Yeah, well, they sell a lot of mares. They sell a lot of mares for stud. They sell weanings. They sell all types of things. But the big news was $9.5 million for Songbird.
Top horse.
Mandy Pope, Whisper Hill Farm. She's a huge buyer in America. And then the next two biggest were MV Magna for the Coolmore bunch. And they were Teppen by Bernstein.
Yes.
And then Stellar Wind, who
good horse.
was a 6-time Grade 1 winner. So
What did they pay for that?
they paid $6 million for her, $8 million for Teppen.
MV keeps going.
They're absolutely amazing. So that's the overseas news. As far as South Africa is concerned, not much happening except obviously the Jockeys International, where Corey Brown's going to be. You've got to go and see this guy ride.
Yeah,
You know, he just won a
There's some
Melbourne
good-
Cup. You know,
good-
there are not
yeah.
many jockeys that can say they won and
No.
this is his second. I think he's won 2 now Melbourne Cups.
Good rider.
But what a coup to get them. The other coup, in my opinion, and this is purely my opinion, is that the Met is a weight for age.
You're very pleased it's gone there.
I think it's
No more conditions race.
best news
Met race.
ever.
Best horse must win.
Of course, that's
No,
what
no,
the best
sure.
races in the world are won by the best horses at weight for age. Surely that's the right way. I think that's a Mike maneuvered horse
But
chestnut as a
the
3-year-old.
all conditions race, the best horse won it 3 or 4 years in a row, Pocket Power.
Yeah, but some of the best horses didn't win
Got
it.
beat,
And I
yeah.
can tell you, Vaughan won it twice with good handicappers.
Canamare once, well-placed horses.
Horses
You're right.
that they put in the right place, and it just shows you now it's going to be a race where the best horse wins. And that's why earlier on in the program, I like Edict of Nantes. I think he's beaten everything.
Edict of Nantes.
Edict of Nantes.
You know, the Edict of Nantes was written.
Edict of Nantes, correct.
Edict of Nantes was written.
We're going to
it's
wrap
an
up,
edict.
Raymond.
Yeah.
Okay, so can we wrap up?
I'm clear. There's no sales coming up. I know we've got some ready-to-runs coming up soon.
Yeah.
A couple of weeks.
Yeah, a couple of weeks.
And
And,
there's a ready-to-run.
and there's a sale on Wednesday of horses in training up at Reinkersfontein. I think.
Okay, so we
So-
hope we haven't left anybody
Yeah,
out with
we
regard
could-
to the sales.
Otherwise, we're going to be in terrible trouble
Terrible
again.
trouble,
Let's
eh?
go and show you how to...
But James, just before we go, France, South Africa, rugby
no.
this weekend.
No race. France
No.
will beat us.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
It
You've been very active with your rugby. That's why I want everyone to get the info as well, not just me.
Yeah. No, I don't want just you to get the info because you don't use it.
No, I don't. You're right. Not
At
yet.
least. Yeah, not yet. First time you use it. Well, we're back to the Premier League as well this weekend. And,
Yes.
last man standing.
Spurs play Arsenal at Arsenal.
So you putting Spurs in as your last man standing, guaranteed.
No, I've used them already.
Oh, okay, thank goodness for that. I've used Arsenal already.
But I've used Everton and got through. I got through with Everton one leg. Yeah, you're right, Tim. You're
Okay,
right.
we're going to watch how to learn how to train racehorses because that's something that all of you need to know. We hope you have a good one. Right, your call. Jamie Osborne, Turks talks about how to train a racehorse. Do you think he's a guy that we could listen to?
Absolutely. He won the Guineas, didn't he?
Yeah,
Trained
he
the Guineas
certainly
winner.
did train a Guineas winner.
For a musician.
Started from nowhere.
Yeah. No, well worth listening to.
Yeah, so this is fun. Go and enjoy your call, which is Training the Racehorse, Part 2.
In episode 1, we met our 4 young hopefuls, juvenile thoroughbreds who are yet to see a racecourse. It's time to check on their progress. This time, we'll look in on excellent Puck. Is he still a bit behind his stablemates? Our auction house filly will work harder and faster than she ever has before. How will she respond? And will our other 2 horses be given the green light to go to the track and race for the very first time? That decision is hanging on the weather and a crucial going update.
When it's as changeable and as localised as it is at the moment, it's kind of quite annoying. Our bath clock it too. Hello.
How do you make a racehorse? Of our 4 horses, Excellent Puck was the one likely to take the most time. That's still the case, and his workload remains light, as a racecourse debut is still some way off. For the unnamed Chestnut filly, though, D-Day is fast approaching, and Jamie has planned a serious piece of work to put her through her paces. How she copes with the work and how she recovers will be crucial, so the instructions are important.
Sit her second. Caroline will go the far side. Mav will come in and just come on your girth. Don't kill her, but you can give her just a little squeeze, all right?
The man entrusted with this vital workout is well-known jump jockey Jimmy McCarthy. He's been working with Jamie Osborne for some years and is a crucial part of the team.
Jimmy would be an exceptionally good work rider. He's a little heavier than ideal for a flat horse, but, you know, I do believe that to have them better ridden, you know, jump jockeys, I don't want to sort of sound like an old jump jockey, but they're very good riders, proper horsemen, and most jump jockeys are very good work riders, and Jimmy's exceptionally good. I could say to Jimmy 14 seconds, 13 seconds, depending on whatever, and I'll guarantee you he's not a tenth out. You know, that was all he would be. He's unbelievably good at it.
Gradually the pace picks up as Jimmy gives his filly a squeeze and asks her to extend. She seems to answer the call.
It was fine, just as a bit of progressive piece for her, that was ideal. She goes okay, you know, I mean, at the moment you wouldn't be able to tell from that exactly kind of where her level lies, but that will evolve, you know, I don't need to know that yet.
The lively Devout and the doughty Hardy Red have been going through serious work since our last visit. Their progress has been good. What work they would do today, though, would depend on whether tomorrow was going to be race day for them or not. And that would depend on the weather and the going at nearby Bath.
So you think you're pretty much going to be good to soft, yeah?
Yeah, I just thought by tomorrow if we had, I mean, the showers are forecast this afternoon or huge quantities, so
Right.
with the drying day tomorrow, with it being an evening meeting, I wouldn't be surprised if it was good. And then it's still what it is, you know, we've left it as is, so
Yeah.
be heading that direction as opposed to the other way.
Okay, all right, Kate, that's great. Thanks. Bye-bye. Bye. We'll be all right to run. Right, okay, come along then.
With just 24 hours before their racecourse debuts, work was light for both Devout and Hardy Red. Later that morning, Jamie Osborne was ready to make his decision.
Hardy Red's back after his work. Jamie, how is he? Has he come through it, and do you race tomorrow?
Yep, he's going to go to Bath tomorrow. Yeah, he's ready enough to have a run. Look, he's not as ready as he can be, and he will tune up, you know, as the next few months pass. He's not quite finished with his exercise before he goes to the races. We'll probably get him out and give him a canter in the morning because he's only going down the road to Bath. He's not running till tomorrow evening. So we'll keep him in his routine for one more morning. That way he's more likely to eat his lunch before he goes. If he stands in his box doing nothing tomorrow morning, he's going to kind of wonder, what the hell's, why am I out of my routine? So he'll do one little canter tomorrow morning, come back and have a feed, and then he'll get on the lorry at sort of early afternoon, head to Bath for the shock of his life.
So Devout's had a little bit of work this morning. How is she now, and is she ready?
I'd say she's less ready than Hardy Red. And as you can see, these poor fillies, they kind of don't know where they are at the moment with the climate. She's back in her winter woolies and under the lights. She had a beautiful summer coat 6 weeks ago, and now she's slightly woolly. But her work has been okay. I'm not going to run her because of that. But she has probably done marginally less work than the colt. So I would expect her to be quite green tomorrow. But I don't want to overwork her at home, and I think that she'll come on more than he will for the run. But I'm happy that it's the right thing to do with her. She's been relatively straightforward, but it's been a tough climate to get fillies ready in for the last month.
In terms of her temperament, just watching her demeanour, she seems like this might be a bit more of a challenge for her probably than for him. Is that fair?
It'll be interesting to see how she reacts. And I think when you see a 2-year-old walking around the paddock for the first time, and obviously we've been getting to know these horses since last autumn, sometimes they can take on a completely different character when they go around the paddock, and sometimes that this is going to be a disaster when you see the way they might go into themselves or go all the other way. So it'll be interesting to see how she reacts to that. She's a girl. She's not totally straightforward. So, but hopefully she'll behave all right, and she'll come back and think it was a nice experience and come forward from it.
A beautiful evening at Bath Racecourse. A familiar scene for ATR viewers and local racegoers alike, but an absolutely new and alien environment for our two young hopefuls. The filly Devout is first up in a 5-furlong fillies maiden race. With race time approaching, the tension increases, and how Devout's slightly nervy temperament holds up over the coming minutes will be vital.
Oh, hey. She might just stand and let me do it. Good girl. Come on. Good girl. Mind yourself, Kev. She might just try and kick you on the way out. She's a bit of a cow. A cow in the nicest possible sense. Whoa. Whoa, just... Hey. Well, next strap. Just being a bit lively.
Looks like it.
A little bit Holy Roman. Have you sat her at home?
No.
She's okay. She's going to want 6 and 7 eventually.
Yeah.
She's a Linda mixed mare, and she would, because she's a little bit lively. I'd have done less than normal with her. I wouldn't don't get her on ahead early.
Yeah.
And just ride her to come home and see. Don't kill her.
Just sit on her.
Just sit on her early and let her find her feet.
Okay.
I think eventually she might be all right, but she's very much on the inner edge. And a lot of people, more than normal, will be watching you, so you better look ultra stylish. Is that possible?
Stylish falling off.
Do you know how to spell that?
I don't know how to spell it. I don't know how to do it. Right there. Who's going to drink it?
Load it up. Might not be that easy. Good girl. Boy. Fuck, what a horseman. Both of you. That was all right. Nice play.
So far so good then, as Devout has negotiated the pre-race preliminaries without any major drama. Once she enters the stalls, though, and comes under orders, there will be no going back and no hiding place.
They're off. 5 furlongs in front of them. Rebel Magic a little slower than the others to go. Marchwood and Lucky Beggar got out well, leading to Baltic Gin, Lobelia, Devout, and then Rebel Magic is quickly making up the ground she lost at the start. Rebel Magic, yellow and black colours in company with Baltic Gin in the red and white colours. Devout is next in the field. 2 furlongs to go. The lead for Lucky Beggar's about a length now. On the left, Rebel Magic in the yellow and black is gaining ground all the time. Marchwood is between these. Lobelia and Baltic Gin, the next two, they're at the furlong pole now. Lucky Beggar on the right.
Even without knowing this filly's background, it's easy to spot her greenness as she climbs at the air and struggles to maintain an even rhythm. Once she tires, Fergus Sweeney takes care of her and brings her home to fight another day.
Got tired. All right. Come on. Got tired. Got tired. I suppose slightly disappointing, but you know, I did have the Dewhurst winner one year that managed to get well stuffed in a maiden auction at Haydock first time out. So you know, they will improve a lot. She'll improve a lot. She'd want to, obviously, looking at that, but clearly she will. So all's not lost. Not panicking yet.
Next up, and running over a furlong further, is Hardy Red. As we've got to know him, we've come to think of Hardy Red as a tougher individual, more straightforward. But he too is finding the new environment of the racecourse a challenge.
Hey boy, good lad. Go on son. Good boy. Right, don't. All right, so we'll do him on the grass. Just take him away from the path there, Alex. Bring him away, up here. That's fine. That's fine. Good boy. Okay, that's fine. Do you want to just take one? I'm kind of wondering now whether I'm being slightly idiotic running him 6 furlongs first time in this ground. I mean, she got a bit tired there. I'm now standing here thinking wishing the race was 5 furlongs. We'll just have to hang on to him a little bit. He's going to need the run, I'm sure. So.
With a buck and a kick, it's clear that Hardy Red is ready to race, but has he got the mental strength for the fight? And will his fitness last over the longer distance of 6 furlongs? He will never have run so fast for so long at any time in his short life.
Hey. Keep coming forward there, Alex. Come on, good lad. Yes, good boy. Well done.
Fergus Sweeney in yellow and green colours on Hardy Red, who is number 1. Hardy Red about halfway forwards, just being pushed in, has gone in now. They're off. 5.5 furlongs in front of them out of the gates. Run It Twice is slow to go. Silicon Valley and Sir Prancelot on the left got out well, but Indian Affair, the black cap, is just going to head them on the rails. Behind these is Quanto, Strong Conviction, Sharda Roba, and they're followed through by Hardy Red towards the outside, and Alexandra Kollontais on the rails in black and pink colours. And at the extreme left now is Hardy Red is picking up quite nicely, and also Sharda Roba, the blue colours, is hanging on the left there, but it's still Sir Prancelot as they head down to the final furlong now to Strong Conviction, Indian Affair and Sharda Roba. Inside the last furlong, Sir Prancelot leads by 3.
Hardy Red shows a good attitude in the race, overcoming a couple of bumps to race into contention by halfway. Once again, the lack of sharp fitness takes its toll, but there's plenty to like about the performance.
He's run okay again, he's got tired. The slightly They are they've both been a little more short of work than I expected them to be. I think I've just been probably 10 days too soon with both of them. The temptation to find a bit of ground and a bit of desperation, really, but no harm done, and they will both improve a lot for it.
A satisfactory, if not spectacular start then for the first two of our quartet to run. We're learning that turning a horse into a racehorse is a long-term project. Fitter, stronger and wiser next time, Hardy Red and Devout can be expected to improve. But improve they must if they're going to make the grade.
It's back. It's festive. Friday night racing returns to Greyville for the festive season. 7 Friday nights in a row, starting Friday, 24 November. It's festive, it's family, it's fun, including 5 bumper prize nights with over 30,000 rands worth of prizes to be won each night. The festive season night racing series at Greyville, starting Friday, 24 November.
Your world of winners is now online at www.teletrack.com. Simply subscribe to log into your account from any mobile device in South Africa and access a wide variety of content from our membership package options. Listen in via a live audio stream, catch live racing locally and internationally, or view a wide variety of Teletrack magazine shows to stay informed and updated on the go at any time. It's never been easier. Go to teletrack.com now.